Inventory 3. Now, I didn't finish the weighted average because YouTube only has like a 5-minute limit, and I know your brains are dead after you hear it that long. So I wanted to finish this weighted average problem. So the weighted average method, the average weighted average, the rolling at weighted average, is based on the cost of goods available for sale divided by the units available for sale. And we got a cost of 35 cents a piece. Now, how many do we have in ending inventory and how many units do we sell? If you remember the problem, which I've still got up here, and I had told you, I didn't put the 50 up there, but we had sold 50. So those 50 are valued at 35 cents a piece, giving us 1761 sold, or cost of goods sold. Let me write that up here so you know that. That's the cost of goods sold. There's my beautiful handwriting you've been missing. Then how many are left in ending inventory? Well, there were 134. We sold 50, 84. And there, for the weighted average, they're valued at exactly the same amount, 35.3 cents. So 0.353 times 84 gives you the ending inventory, 29.65. Now, does that work? So if you take cost of goods available for sale of 47.26 and you subtract the 1761, you will get the 29.65 in cost of goods sold. So if you were a little periodic business and you could figure out the 1761, you could back into cost of goods sold. And that is the weighted average method. Now let me talk about the FIFO method. FIFO sounds like, we all know what that acronym stands for. First in, first out. Now remember, again, so it gets caught on my lamp. Oh, there I go. Again, this is not the actual flow. We're talking about what we want to allocate the cost. So let me talk about FIFO. That would mean that the first ones in, or the first ones purchased, are the first ones that we are going to be deemed to be sold. Now again, there's that word deemed. That means we think it's sold. It doesn't matter if they aren't. It might not be. It doesn't have to match the physical flow. And I'm going to say that a lot. You're going to hear me say that a lot. So in FIFO, we want to look at the top. The earliest ones are the ones that we sold. And we want to assign the cost to those early ones for cost of goods sold. So the later ones will have the ending inventory balance. Does that make sense? Okay, let's go. We've got, remember my little chart, you still have the same problem if you wrote it down or if you have the problem. We had 36 at 40, 50 at 35, and 48 at 32. From a FIFO standpoint, that would say the first ones that we purchased, which was that layer at 40 cents a piece, we sold all 36. Because remember, we need to find 50. 36 at 40 cents is $14.40. Okay, that's part of it. Now, how many more do we need to get to 50? Well, I just wrote over here in the margin in red. You can't see it very well. We need 50. We have 36, so we need to find 14 more. Well, we're going from the top down, so the next layer is in this bunch of, we're not going to sell the whole layer. We're just going to sell part of it. We're going to sell 14 of the 35-cent ones, and that's $4.90. When I add the two of those together, I get $19.30, and that's cost of goods sold with the FIFO method. We'll come back and summarize all these at one point, because I don't think that's the same as a weighted average, right? No, it's not. Now, the ending inventory is what? Well, if the first ones are sold, then the last ones are still here, and we call that LISH. I thought I invented that, and then I saw it in a book, so I don't think I invented that either. So the last ones, there's 48. How many do you want to get to? 84. So 48 at 32 cents is $15.36. And what does it take to get to 84? Well, it takes 36 more. Can we get them in the August 10th layer, the 35-cent layer? Yes. So 36 at 35 cents is $17.50. So if I add the two of those together, I get $27.96. Now let's check and make sure we've accounted for all the costs in either ending inventory or cost of goods sold. So the COGS, or the beginning inventory plus purchases, was $47.26. We've just accounted for the ending inventory, and we can back into cost of goods sold 1930. Is that what I got? Yep. So this is more like the periodic method would do, backing into the cost of goods sold. The perpetual would do it, and it might be a little bit different from a fully perpetual, but it would do the cost of goods sold first because they can. Does that make sense? Good. We're finished with that. We've got one more to go.